Welcome to my outlook for gold in 2025. What will the Medal of the Kings do in the upcoming year? Will we get another stellar year like we did in 2023, where gold made 40 new all-time highs? And how do I play the gold sector? And what are my price targets? All this now. 2024, almost in the books, unbelievable how it flew by, and it was one of the best years of gold on record. The best one, as a matter of fact, in the past 20 years. Let's look at the chart and you can see it was a great year. We broke out above the new all-time high, the major resistance zone. As you can see, it kept us in 2020 from a rally, in 2022 from a rally, in 2023 from a rally. Well, not anymore. The gold bull market is on, and it started with a very, very strong up move, which is obvious when you have a correction of about 13 years. Look at this base, this cup and handle formation. This is textbook, ladies and gentlemen. It does not get bigger and better than this. And when you have such a long base that's solved to the upside with a breakout, the breakout doesn't stop after a few months and a performance of about 30-ish% upside. As a matter of fact, if we look at this, we can clearly see, yes, the fall has been kind of disappointing and draining on gold investors, but it's nothing more than a correction phase in the uptrend. That is clear and obvious. So let's jump into the presentation for gold 2025, my predictions and my outlook. So why am I bullish on gold? Well, the new gold bull market started in 2024. We just talked about it. Institutional investors still massively underinvested in gold. Only 30% of institutional investors are holding positions in gold. On average, only 2% of their portfolios. There are many, many institutional investors that don't even have 1% of their portfolio in gold. So there's big money standing on the sideline, and we do love that because that moves the gold price. Very strong chart setup. We talked about it. We had the economic decline in Europe and in China. That creates uncertainty. Uncertainty is good for gold. We have geopolitical risks and tensions that are at the highest level in over 40 years. Would you bet that the world is going to be in a better place geopolitically in 2025 than it was in 2024, 2023? I wouldn't bet on it. So that is definitely a plus point for gold. Trump wants a weaker dollar. Weaker dollar is great for gold. This is very important. People always think Trump's want a strong dollar because of his America First approach. No, he wants a weaker dollar. And he already stated it. That's what he tried to do in his first term. That's what is going to happen. And by the way, I highly recommend that you also watch my video on oil on this subject matter. We have the central banks around the world, by the way, keep buying gold. They were one of the main reasons why the gold price went up so much in 2024, and this will continue in 2025. Especially if the BRICS countries want to move forward with their alternative currency. And then we have the risk of an inflation comeback. Obviously, Trump wants to lower interest rates. That's inflationary. Trump wants to do tariffs. That is inflationary, because higher tariffs means that the imported goods get more expensive, okay? The domestic goods don't get cheaper. What they do is they make the foreign goods more expensive, so people switch to the American goods because there's no difference anymore in the price. That's inflationary. Low interest rates in the US in 2025, we talked about it, they are coming. Some colleagues I talked to that I really value think that the Fed might slash them by 50%. I doubt that. That sounds really high, but I'm just giving you that as a sentiment and as an indicator of what the market thinks will happen. Lower interest rates will happen. The only question is, how far down do we go? That is good for gold. Then we have the risk of a consumer credit bubble in the US and the European debt crisis. If either one of those starts to get some legs under it and spook the markets, gold is going up. And obviously, we have the risk of a black swan event. What could that be? How do I know? It wouldn't be a black swan if I knew it was coming. So what could derail my thesis and the gold bull markets? The first thing is that the risk on bubble continues. The second part is a rise of a dollar, that the US dollar continues to strengthen against the other currencies. And you know what? I wrote this here, and now that I read this, I should have worded it different. It's basically the one-eyed man is king among the blind. It's not that the US dollar is strengthening, it's that it is less weak than the other currencies. But either way, it doesn't matter. So if this continues to happen, that would definitely slow down the gold bull market. I don't even think it can stop it, but it would slow it down because we saw in 2024 the dollar went up significantly, gold was up 30%. Inflation down to 2%. Now that's one is interesting, right? If the Americans can really achieve this, we're not even talking about Europe, no chance in hell. But if the Americans can achieve this, this obviously could fuel the risk on bubble fire. And that could be one where people say, you know what, I don't need to be investing in gold right now. But as you can see, I showed you, I think 12 reasons why I think gold will go up. And we really only have 3 reasons why it will stall or correct. Which, by the way, still wouldn't change anything about the bull market. I believe gold will have a solid bull year in 2025. I don't think it will be as spectacular as 2024. Why is that? Well, in history, when we had a great year in gold, like we undoubtedly did in 2024 with about a 30% increase in price, usually we follow this up with a positive, good year, solid year, but not spectacular. So my first price target is $3,000 an ounce. It's like about 10% upside. If we break above it, 3,200. Again, I know that doesn't sound spectacular. I know this is nothing compared to some of those internet clowns that say gold is going to 5,000. I'm not here to do some clickbait stuff. I'm here to give you honest, realistic projections where I think the gold price could go. However, if this is achieved, this would be the 3rd year up in a row, and this is the first time this has happened since 2010 and 2012. Another big signal, and this is really important. A big signal to the markets that we're in a gold bull market. So far, not many people have noticed. Yeah, they all heard gold broke to all-time highs. We had the short gold hype, but really, people are not back in the gold market yet. This will happen with another solid year where people look and say, wow, I missed out on 24, great gains, missed out on 25, really good gains. What do I do? How can I get it? I need to be in the gold trade. It takes time for the people to get, after 13 years of bottoming formation, it takes time to change the minds of investors to understand, whoa, we're in a new gold bull market. This really has legs. I need to be in it. So how do I plan to play the gold bull market? Again, the key word here is plan. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is not a recommendation. I'm just telling you what my ideas are, how I want to act in the gold bull market. You gotta make your own decisions. Swing trade long, obviously in gold, either at support zones or after breakouts. Either one is fine. More speculative, long trades in the gold miners or in silver. Silver obviously has the alpha. When gold goes, silver usually goes higher. It's more volatile. And I'll be continuing buying stocks of gold mining companies. I prefer the juniors and advanced developers. I do not like the explorers at this stage. Their time in the sun will come, especially when the retail investors come back. They love to buy the explorers. That will come in the future. Right now, the seniors have already performed pretty good. GDX had a really good year. I think time is starting for the juniors now. We might be a little early, but that's good because that gives us better entry prices. But the time for the juniors will come, and they obviously, because they can increase production at the same time in more spectacular fashion than the major senior producers. If that is combined with a stronger gold price, and especially if the cost side goes down on electricity, for example, in oil, shameless plug for the oil video, then we can see massive positive surprises on the earnings front with crazy jumps on the earnings with the junior producers. Have a great end to 2024. I wish you all the best for 2025. We see us before year's end. And if you like what you saw, please subscribe to the channel and look for more trading opportunities in the market and more information about the markets, stocks, commodities, cryptos. We discuss everything here in this channel.